wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. Hope he dies. Hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
I need to get to Zion. I need the access keys to Zion. So there's the big talky talk and oh my OMG and the gossip and the thing with the T app. And so originally in the beginning, a gay guy in San Francisco hired a bunch of Brazilians to create. In the beginning, a gay guy in San Francisco, a marketing corpo bro, not a tech bro, hired a bunch of Brazilians to make a completely insecure dating security app. And that was in the beginning. And then in the beginning, some evil men at 4chan hacked the data. They didn't even hack it. This data was out there on the internet for free, basically. 72,000 images of women's photo ID who wanted to use the app were compromised and are now public. Either today or early yesterday, late night yesterday, whatever. Past 24 hours, there's now been a second set of data. This is now moving on to the book of Exodus or maybe the New Testament, depending how biblical you are. And the 72,000 images were one thing with your address and information. Pretty bad, ladies. Wow, diversity, right? Those Brazilian, they're not white men, they're brown people. My God, let's give them all the money. We'll save some money too. How's that working for you, ladies? Keep voting Democrat. If it wasn't bad enough, the 72,000 images were released. Now, according to 404 Media, there's over 1 million text messages released. And I want it. I don't care about the women's faces. I actually do have some moral principles and guidelines. I don't want to know where they live, who they are. I guess they even got to the point that they create, like, you could track these girls now. It's bad. It's real bad. And they got an app where you can rate them. It's like a hot or not thing. That's fucking funny. That's fucking funny. Still bad, but fucking funny. You get an E for effort on that one. It's like when you ever had that instance where the teacher knew you were right, but you completely violated some ethical rule. It's like, yeah, I know I still got to give you detention, but good going, kid. That's kind of how I feel about that right now. But way more important than what these women look like or where they live. Way more important than that is what they wrote. And hear me out, boys and girls. Hear me out. I always want to go back. See, this is it's by design or instinct or something. But this I'm gonna do this. This contempt women have today is not healthy. I don't think it's natural. In modern day environment, maybe it is a natural reaction, maybe it is instinctual, but this is not natural in normal times. This contempt and hatred of men. This blaming of men, this antagonism, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. And we could always say, well, was it always there? Is it part of the genetics? Is it epigenetics where the environment changed and then women are just acting on the normal genetics? Is it feminism? What I always want to do, a big missing piece of the puzzle for me is I want to go back and get a bunch of the back order issues of Teen Beat and Vogue and 17. Like, okay, what poison were they feeding the women of my generation back in the 80s and the 90s? What was the shit you women were consuming? What was this garbage diet that you consumed back in the day? And I actually looked into it, and they're harder to come by than you would imagine. Because my theory is that it was purpose, it was designed, it was clickbaity, it was that, but I want to know if there was a nefarious purpose behind it. Because remember, there was one article written about a woman who wrote all these. She's older now, And she confessed and said, yeah, we were supposed to kind of make up stories to get it saucy in Dear Penthouse Forum. I'm like, okay, I understand the financial incentive getting, but what was I fear there was a political motivation. I fear there was some kind of human force, not genetics. There were powers that be. I'm not going so high Illuminati, but some miserable spinster Baron Karens, 1970s New York feminist types. That's what I'm wondering, right? I smell something. I'm going to find the origination of the smell. But I really want to know what's in those texts. Because now we can finally lurk and see what's in the heart of women. Now, you may be right, and you are right, Cappy. This is selection bias. Did you not see that the women who got this app were pretty fucking ugly and hate-filled type of women? Yes, I understand. Show me where the good texting and all that is. Show me. I admit the data might be biased and incomplete. I get it. But I want those messages. I need access to Zion. I want to see it because it's way more modern than washed up 80s mags. Cosmopolitan. 800 ways to tell if your boyfriend's an asshole and one to tell if he's all right. Take the quiz. Fuck you. Can't imagine why Gen X women got the same divorce rates as their baby boomer predecessors. This is a gold mine. That million plus private exchanges, that's a gold mine. Here's the problem, as I am Agent Smith. I tried looking for it. I can't find it. And I'm not an IT genius. Now, the images, I guess, are out there somewhere. Right? Like, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Like, well, I wouldn't know where to find those things. When the Pamela Anderson videos, the sex tape videos came out, I wouldn't know where to find them. I wouldn't. The gal who was going to sleep with 1,000 men in 20 minutes or whatever, the degenerate UK gal, Jack and Nuke, and everyone knew where to find it. I wouldn't even know where to find it. Wouldn't know where to look for it. Well, so when I read through this article here, maybe it's not public. Maybe 404, maybe some researcher found it, but out of principles and ethics, he's not making it public. Keep in mind, I don't want the data. I don't want these messages for my own personal purposes. I'm not naming names. I just want to know what's going on in your little bird brains there, ladies. This is about as close as we're going to get to a full confessional. It is a fucking gold mine. This is like Kelly's Heroes. We got to mount an offensive to go get that gold out of that German bank before the American army catches up with us. I want that data. I want those messages. I don't have to read. I don't have time to read through a million messages, obviously, but you're going to find out. We're going to really find out. And my theory, so I got, I guess, two theories and speculations. It is somewhat orchestrated. There's still, which I wouldn't be able to suss out and prove one way or another, consuming, but I think it's going to further embolden my theory and my case there. And the other one is that, no, I'm not overly, I'm always, see, I know I'm right. See, I don't let my fifis and emotions get away in my judgments. All you fucking pie in the sky, pansified, growing up in the suburbs, mom and dad pampered your ass until you're 40. Oh, that's not true. You're not all women. You're really awfully negative. Oh, there's no housing bubble. There's no education bubble. Why? You're such a loser. Why do you think? And here it comes. Shink, shink. Tack, 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 tack. I'm going to be right on this one, but I'm going to bet you it's fucking verifying and confirming and confirmation as to how bad it really. There's no bad. See, that's how stoic. That's how Jedi mind master I am. That's how Zen master I am. There is no bad. There's only the truth. I just want to say, like, it's all because I stopped listening to what you normie, conforming, inferiors say. I've stopped listening to what you said. You're always wrong. You're always wrong. You're always poor. You're always in debt. You're always miserable. You're always unhappy. You're always on drugs. You're always fat. You're always not getting fucked. You always not have a good sex. I don't want to listen to you people anymore. I'm done listening to the kids who never grew the fuck up after middle school and stay popular. Oh, no, don't offend people. Oh, cowardly Minnesotans, be nice. I'm done with that fucking bullshit. I've been done with that fucking bullshit for a while. This is why I'm one of the greatest economists ever, because I don't have my brain tied behind my back. I can say GDP growth is slow because women are fat. I mean, there's other reasons. To giving you an example of actually having the freedom of speech and being able to correctly diagnose things. But I bet you those texts, which admittedly is going to have a selection bias because it came from women who want to gossip. You're going to learn a lot, though. It's going to confirm the black pill. It's going to confirm everything I've been saying, among other people, not just me. It's going to confirm, no, I'm not that pessimistic. Yes, women really don't like guys that much. And you know what? Yeah, you could come in, oh, it's biased. These women were the gossip house type of girls. They're really good. Where the fuck are they? I appreciate the 1 to 2 to 3 to maybe 50 legit, authentic, nice trad girls that are out there, like a Rachel Wilson or a Pearly Things or, God, those are the only two that come to mind. It is vital. I'm aware. I see the data. I see the numbers in the matrix, man. You guys don't. You're not Neo. I could see it, man. This is going to be a full dossier. This would be like proof that Nixon was bugging the hotel, Watergate. This is going to prove that, no, your eyes aren't deceiving you. Now, I could be wrong. And I would imagine a fair amount of it's going to be mundane bullshit. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out. So I ask unto my audience, do any of you guys know how to get the data file on that? I've looked. I get articles. I'm looking around like, I haven't even seen, I didn't even get to the point like, oh, here's a file. Or it's on this 4chan board. Or here's the down where I have like, okay, is that malware virus? What's wrong with that? And I got a computer, like I got my, what we call it? I got my slut computer. Where there's nothing valuable on it, but if I need to access a questionable source, my slut computer. We all need a slut computer, right? I gotta download something just a little bit shady here. Let me hang on. Let's get the slut computer. Oh, and I have to reformat it again. Darn it. Thank you, slut computer. I should, well, just a computer that doesn't have data on it. Market slut computer. Somebody wrong with that. Slutcomputer.com. Can we get it? Then you guys know how? And I'm send me a link. Don't put it in the comments now, because I don't know if you knew this about comments. I did not know about this until like literally last week. So the comments when we do it live, those go away apparently. Like they're not. Then there's comments in the comments section after the video is done being recorded. Now I think you can show comments playing side by side, but the actual physical comms copy I don't have. So if you want to, please email me at Asshole Consulting. But I'll go through this article real quick here. This is from 404. A second T breach reveals users' DMs about abortions and cheating. Second major security issue with women's dating safety app T has exposed much more user data than the first breach. We first reported last week with an independent security researcher now finding it was possible for hackers to access messages between users discussing abortions, cheating partners, and phone numbers they sent to one another. Despite T's initial statement that the incident involved a legacy data storage system containing information from over 2 years ago, the second issue impacting a separate database is much more recent, affecting messages up until last week. According to the researchers' finding that 404 Media verified, the researchers said they also found the ability to send a push notification to all T users. It's hard to overstate how sensitive this data is and how it could put T's users at risk if it fell into wrong. Yeah. I know you girls hate men. Okay, I know that's most of you. And I only believe like about 5% of you actually cared about the security and the safety. This was a Kavich longhouse bitch section shaming, gossiping thing. It was despicable. That being said, you should be able to form whatever group and peer and say whatever you want to other people in private communication. I feel bad this happened to you. I kind of find it funny that you kind of voted for it. And we should always play the game. Did they vote for it? You kind of did, right? Girls kind of vote Democrat. And, outsource everything. We don't need any jobs here. Well, as long as they're not Americans, that's the best thing ever. Oh, Brazilians, they're great. T encourages users to set up an anonymous screen name, but it was trivial for 404 Media to find the real world identities of some users given the nature of their messages. Yeah, dude, this is going to be bad. Now you got to worry. Now you do get to worry. If you're a bad mouth, you know how we know how you girls love dangerous men. Oh, they're so exciting. Drug dealers, hey, and maybe you badmouthed them. Boy, you're sure going to wish you dated Chad Elkins, mild-mannered CPA and accountant extraordinaire, I bet, after this one, right? Right? Nah. Anyway, no, I do feel bad. It's too bad. I just want the text. I don't care what Becky was saying about Trisha or what Shanae was saying about Shabubu. I don't care. I just want to know what was being said. This is as close as we're going to get a thermometer to directly plug it into the female mindset of these United States of America and by extension the Western world. Say, what's your temperature reading on what you really think of men? I'm not kidding. This should be a scramble for like that satellite that dropped out of orbit. I think it was a Soviet satellite, and both the Americans and the Soviets are rushing to get it. Somebody, if you know how, let me know. I'm not going to read through 1.1 million messages. I just need to read through a couple hundred, couple pages. I'll get a temperature reading real quick. And God bless the internet. God bless the internet. It has exposed what everyone really thinks of everyone else, especially you ladies. This sugar and spice and everything nice. Nope. Nope. And at any point, I am waiting. I'm going to say it again, ladies. At any point, aside for the 5 or 12 women that are out there, let us know where the good cheering on the men. Show us where the cheerleading team is cheering on our team. Not team socialist, not team immigrant, not team communism, not team environmental, not team. You show us where the girls are. Show us. The data, admittedly, it's biased data, but we got a mountain of data. You show me where basically women want men in their lives. You want men to ask you out. You're going to, I'm not saying you're going to go out with every guy ever, but you are going to show me where there's not flakes. You show me the opposite side of this. So I can say, well, hold on now. It ain't all women. Let's understand that. Look at these gals over. Well, we're waiting. And in the meantime, I'm going to just assume my theory is correct because I haven't seen any data confirm otherwise. Bad as TikTok is, bad as online dating is, bad as this data dump and text treasure trove is going to be, that is way closer to the actual room temperature of women's opinion of men than whatever you might want to say otherwise. Whether it's women who generally care about, no, we do. It's like, yeah, maybe you and your 3 friends do. And, imagine this, that if in the real world, right, you had June Cleaver or Aunt B, a classical, traditional, women were nice, women were kind, women were sweet. They weren't like bowing down at men, but they were just nice and sweet and kind and stayed in shape and, pleased their men sexually. Just hear me. I know. Just hear me out. If this happened, right, and there was a data dump and we're going to find what I think is just going to be horrible gossip, horrible trash talking, defamation, not even necessarily in a legal sense, just trash. We're going to find trash. We would have enough personal experiences in the real world, like, wow, look at all those bad women over there. Look at all those cray-cray. You girls want to know why you're not getting the guy? Well, here's some more data that's going to go unanswered. There's no empirical behavior by women in the real world where it's like, wow, these girls are really on team guy. And there certainly is no empirical data on the internet. I guess you'd call that propaganda, but there's no content or information on the internet that says, oh yeah, here's the girls that really like guys. This is going to go unanswered and it's going to be fucking truth until there's evidence counter to that. I need access to Zion. Somebody find it. You get it, email me at Asshole Consulting. Don't say, here's a PDF. Oh, look at who. Kind of like, here's a link. And I say, oh, 4chan. All right. I want that data. That's the number one thing right now. We could make a movie out of it, except instead of a cool sci-fi Cold War, the satellite went down. The Soviets are mobilizing. We got to mobilize a team to get to the North Pole to get it. I think they even, was it Operation Zebra? Except now it's a scramble for this data. If it gets out, we're just going to point to, really, if this gets out, it's going to kind of end all arguments until behavior contradicts what's in this data breach. Because guys like, no. And for all you low IQ, obedient, conforming fuckwits in the mainstream media, we can't find out why men aren't. Oh my God, there's a crisis of men. All you fucking, and Scott Galloway, you my buddy, you can't say it. I know, man. You can't say it. You know what? You know the daddy. You know, well, I just want to let you know I love my partner, and women are the most amazing, wonderful things ever. Right? Yeah. Thank you, Scott. But for the rest of you, we're going to get the always available Professor Fuckwitz, not Scott Galloway. I'm talking about they're going to, wait, see, it's just a problem with the fluoride in the water. And then you're like, can't figure it out. And now they're going to say, hey, did you see all those texts? Did you see the fucking texts? Did you see the texts? And then the media, I don't know. Will the media shut up then? Will you stop it with this? We can't figure, oh my God. It's the Scooby. Will the Scooby-Doo mystery end if the data is released and we find out, oh yeah, no, everything we suspected and you guys swore up and down wasn't true. There's no housing bubble. There's no education bubble. Oh my God. We're not letting illegals into the country. Women totally like men. It's just about the equal treatment of this. Like, here it is. Here it is. A million texts of hate. I'm putting some good money on it. So there you are. Let's go to the super chats. Blue Monkey 478 $5. When are you guys going to make one? Rich Cooper said he fund it. He'd fund it. Fund what? The research for that? I don't think it's. What does he need to fund? He doesn't need to fund the research. What I'm saying is there's someone out there way more tech savvy than me. Probably someone, I got to imagine, one of you guys are in 4chan, like you got a membership or something. You guys would be able to say, oh yeah, here's where it is. Salty Monkey, $2. Hey, Short Round, what is that Boomer's Woman's channel? Boomer's Woman channel. Boomer Woman? I don't know. The Boomer one. I don't watch any Boomer women. They don't know how to run a channel. Worthless Nut, $5. Cappy, I've seen pics of you on the interwebs on both cruisers and sport bikes. What do you ride on your long trips? Well, cruisers. I don't have a crotch rocket anymore. Those are older pictures. I had Ninja 250 and a Ninja 636. And I did take my Ninja 636 from Buffalo, Wyoming, all the way down to Phoenix, Arizona. And that was a long ride down and back. Crotch rockets are not made for long distance. Since then, I've moved to cruisers. And I got Hondas. I got, they're 12, 13 years old because Hondas still work. Love Hondas. I love all Japanese bikes. I had Kawasaki, obviously. When I have my crotch rockets, I have nothing but high praise for Kawasaki, and I have equally high praise for Honda. I got both Honda cruiser bikes up north, the Northern Command and the Southern Command. They are easy to work on. The engines are great, no problems. This goes for all bikes. It's not a Honda thing, but just being able to access the battery without having to move the seat is kind of nice. And I have one that allows that. The other one doesn't. I got to take off the gas tank and all that. So that's more on you. But yeah, I cannot recommend, if you're going long distance, cruiser bike, absolutely. And Honda or some other Japanese bike. No, I would not get a Harley. I want to ride my bike. I don't want to look at it on the side of the road. I am unaware of Polarises, which was Victory motorcycles, and more modernly India motorcycles. They are beautiful looking bikes. I will admit that. And then what I think is just a gorgeous bike, but I hear the engines are shit, are Einfelds. I love their old World War II style cafe racers. I would love to have one, but I don't need another bike. So maybe, and you can't cruise on those, not long distance. I mean, you can, but that's what I do is I get a nice medium to small, like a light to medium cruiser because I'm a light to medium guy. Reen, $5. Perception is reality. Yeah, Reen. Thank you. Thank you, Reen. Thank you sincerely. I've been trying to convey that. Like, I don't care what lurks in your heart, ladies. It's what actions you put before. Perception is reality. You girls want to put up your bitch shields and mouth off on the internet and have a PR front that makes you look mean, cruel, arrogant, entitled, insufferable, and just overall a mental pain. Congratulations. There's your reputation for all women. And ladies, we don't, you better start shouting louder. And one thing you could do to start shouting louder is maybe go on dates with guys. Start dressing up, start looking pretty. That would be the first thing. That's the first action, you girls. You want this sex war to end? You want the sexes back? You want to find a husband? How about you start dressing pretty? Grow your hair out long. Get rid of the fucking tattoos. Stop having other people's kids. Put on a cute thing, a nice dress, perhaps skirt. We're not talking you're dressing up, going to a fucking formal gala. Start looking like fucking women. Try that. And then it won't matter what's said on the internet. In the meantime, your behaviors kind of corroborating what's on the internet. Sorry, that's how it works mostly. And we actually have a lot of data and examples to back it up. Yeah. It's there. The real world corroborates mostly what you see on the internet. The internet is worse than what it is in the real world, but it's not far off. It's not far off. Data anonymity is key. Very hard when white collar. Space Cowboy, $5. Average weight and height of the women that got leaked, 5'1", 162. I know, I saw that. Was it It's a Gundam? I think he talked about it. This is, though, on the face of it, and its nature is gossipy, like tee-hee, funny, ha-ha. This has more ramifications than you think for society and the economy. That's why I'm saying that is a Soviet satellite. It's 1961, and the Soviets had a satellite crash in northern Canada. The Canadians can't do anything because they're Canadians. We got to go get that satellite first. Captain Jack, 20 generous dollars. What did today's donations go to? Went to groceries. I got some cottage cheese. I got some heavy cream because I like my Breves because I'm a snooty fuck. And then I had the list. Wait, is this the list right here? Nope, that's a different list. I got a Diet Coke. Lots of frivolous purchases I'm making here today. Captain Jack, 20 generous dollars. Been watching a long time. Love your channel and your advice, Mr. Celery. It's tough out here, but found this YouTube channel that has made me laugh. Figured it might you all to check out the pizza guys on the Raw Dog Show. Okay, well, we'll check up. Let me write it down. The Raw Dog Show. Put that on my to-do list. All of you should have to do the Raw Dog Show. All of you guys should have a to-do list. That is one of the keys to success. Mark Magana. We need you a title, Mark. Alex Scott, Truck Driving Latino, Hero, America, World. Mark Magana. Mark Magana. Real estate mogul. That doesn't flow. It doesn't. Something with. How can we rhyme it with your name or the cadence and be germane? Mark Magana. Gonna find you. Mark Magana. The wealthy real estate guy's got more money than you. How's that? It's more of a rhyme, more of a limerick. $5. I made the mistake of complimenting a girl's new glasses yesterday. She smiled and said, thank you. Her fat coworker yelled, gross, she's 16. Are you fucking kidding me? Mark, I hope you looked at her and said, shut the fuck up. You complimented a girl's glasses. That was it, right? No, this is what I'm talking about, ladies. Until you purge this despicable behavior from your ranks in the real world, we're just going to assume what the worst shit we see on the internet is true. And you know what's sad? We're going to be like 85% right. For fuck's sake. You can't, you know what? I know you, Mark. You wouldn't go up to some 16-year-old like, hey, how you doing, baby? She probably actually had nice glass. Have you ever had that happen? There's like someone's got a really, whatever. My buddy, I won't mention his name. He's got some really dapper shoes, and they were he's an older guy, so they had to be by law New Balance. I said, those New Balance shoes? He says, yeah. I say, how do you like them? He's like, oh, I love them. I said, because they look sharp. They look real sharp. And I gave him the compliment. It's one of those things. I wasn't trying to hit on my buddy. God, you women are fucking miserable. Mark Magana, $2. Wasn't hitting on her, just being nice. My bad. Exactly. Space that's where I'd get in there. I'd say, shut the fuck up, fatty. I mean, really, like I would. Why doesn't that happen to me? Why does no one act like a fucking fool around me? Like, did they smell? I nip back at them, dude. If I compliment, get away from that girl. Say, shut the fuck up, fat ass. Where's your fucking manager? Get him out here. Now, I'm having this cup of coffee for free on account. You got fat lippy broad over here. Space Cowboy, 10 generous bucks. As a 35-year-old guy, I could pretty much cross family and marriage off the list. I still date, but I can't see myself committing in what's out there. Time utilization has become the major priority. A lot of people 5 years ago even would say, oh, incel, whatever. And I was like, no, it's math. It's economics. Ladies, you can't have a 38% tax rate, 45 when the income bracket you'd like men to make, and then pay off your student loans and go raise a family. Like, no, we can't. There's not enough time. If you ladies stop flooding our nations with a bunch of illegal immigrants, then maybe housing prices would come down and we could maybe afford to have a house with a picket fence. But you got to feel good. Yay. Why does destroying a country, why does that have to be the thing that makes you feel good? Can't you go to the gym or go hiking or get into archery? Won't that make you feel join a choir? Why is destroying Western civilization your hobby? Generation Apollo, $5 generous dollars. Scary to think how much this app could have been abused if it had been by competent people and the leak never happens. Karma wins again. How much this app could have been abused? You mean it couldn't have been hacked, but abused? I think it would have gotten sued out of existence. I think that it exposed itself. I'm no lawyer. Talk to Andrew at Legal Mindset. He's the go-to lawyer guy. I bet he has. I should probably watch his channel. I'd love to hear his take on it. I don't think it was long for this world in either way. It was so shittily done. I honestly think it was just a corpo bro trying to flex, but not doing it right and chintzing on the labor. How many Brazilian reals? 3. Oh my God. I can't wait to give you our investors money. Plus, you're not white people. Oh, my God. That's the greatest thing ever. It's just like it's 2019. What do you mean? What do you mean it got hacked? Remember the big four is outsourcing to India, too. They're going to outsource your social security numbers and EIN numbers to India and the Philippines. Nothing will go wrong. But we're going to save $2 an hour. Abused. You mean if it functioned the way it was supposed to, if women were to be, yes, it may have been abused. It would just been middle school on a global scale. I don't know if it would have made things all that much worse. But I did talk about it with Jack and Nuke, where I know incredibly top tier, you're tens. I don't just mean physically, but professionally as well. One guy was a victim of that. Are we dating the same guy? He had to move cities to where he dated. He still lives in the same city, but he can't date in that city anymore. because he has too much of a reputation. He has too much of a high-end profession. So you had to go, congratulations, lady. You lost like a top-tier guy. You did. I just have you thought about, instead of being insufferable bitches, have you thought about being nice and feminine and kind? Right? Don't give me this shit. This was about protecting. No, not with the tea, spilling the tea. That it was. Stop hiding behind the false veneer, the straw man argument that this was to protect you. If you girls really want to protect yourselves, start reporting people to the police the moment it happens, not 36 years later when somebody wants to run for office or gets nominated to the Supreme Court. Going through this bullshit and this drama is taxing enough, right? This is an embarrassment. This is just, no. This just, all the behaviors, all the spilling of the beans, it all keeps coming out. It makes you wonder what this, we don't even need the data. I don't need the million chats. The fact this is such a thing right now. Every guy's like, oh, fuck that, man. Right? You girls want the guys to tell the truth. You think any guy's going to give his fucking name out now? If I am ever single again, I'm going by Chad Elkins, and I live in Chicago, Illinois. See, the problem is, she'd look that up and say, wait, that's not him. And I'd come up with, then they'd look and say, oh, wait, he's the guy, this guy is Chad Elkins. He's got a podcast. Oh, that's that fucker that slept with me. I'm going to accuse him of things he didn't do and ruin him because he didn't call me back. You think any real guy that has something to protect is going to give his name? You think, look, here's another thing. Think about this. There was another soccer guy, professional athletes over on the other side of the world where soccer is played. And I guess they threw out the girlfriend or the wife's lawsuit against him, or he couldn't pay because he also gave all of his money to his mom. Look, ladies, it's called capital flight, okay? The government starts instituting taxes and rules and laws where it's like, we're going to take your money. And what that triggers is people to take what money they can and get it out of the country, nation, state, whatever. Or if they do have money, they're not investing it in there. Like Canada, no, as Australia is doing a unrealized capital gains tax. Well, people aren't going to be investing in Australia anymore. This bullshit where you could go on and gossip and disparage a man, maybe legally defame, I don't know. But you're going out there, and if the guy has money, he's got legal risk, financial risk, they're not going to tell you their name. They're going to hide their money. Real men with real money, they know to hide it anyway, but they're really going to hide it now. And the only ones you girls are going to get are your fake finance corpo bros who, by the way, don't have money. They just borrow other people's money, blow it, and then they got to file for bankruptcy. Stop doing what you think you should do and just do the complete opposite. Just me. You know how I got this? Okay. You got your titanium reinforced sitting down chairs? Just like I tell corporations to make a good quality product at a fair price, right? Take care of your customers, right? Have you thought about treating men nice? Have you thought about being not insufferable fat pigs? Have you thought about not doing this fucking shit? Fuck, man. It's like, it's not that hard. Corporations, you got high employee turnover, you got low loyal. Why don't you pay a living wage so they can live there? And then you'll get more productivity out of them over the long haul. And then if you stop making your products shit and cutting costs all over, maybe you won't file for bankruptcy like all the private equity groups. And then maybe you'll make some fucking money, not only this year, but for all years in the future. Okay. Now apply the same simple common sense. I'm not wrong. I'm not crazy. Ladies, have you thought about being thin and nice? Just for out of the sake of science, out of morbid curiosity, how have you girls thought, just some of you, you know what? I went from 180 to 250 pounds. And I still can't get a man. And my decibel level went from 50 decibels to 80. Now, everyone keeps telling me I'm not loud enough or fat enough. So my plan was to go from 80 decibels to 85 and go from 260 to 275. And then I was going to get some tattoos. But I keep doing the same thing, but people say they just need more of it for me to. But just before I go down this road anymore, what if I lost weight, got thin, was nice, had no tattoo? Just to make sure we covered that base. Let's just unturn that rock. Make sure the gold isn't underneath that one. Before we keep going down this road and quadrupling or septupling down a loud, fat, annoying, insufferable girl boss with 8 other guys' crotch fruit, maybe we should just try, just this once, try it and see what happens. The fact I have to argue good products at a fair price and attractive women being nice. I'm not wrong. I'm not the one who's wrong. You're all wrong. I'm right. Salt Monkey, $2. The well put together channel of them suffering. Oh, what's the Boomer Woman channel? I don't know. Is there a Boomer Woman channel who put together a channel of them suffering? I mean, isn't that kind of what Replicant Fish and Taylor the Fiend and all them do? Don't they just kind of put together the TikTok girls suffering? Haunt NGU, $5. They expect us to die for this place, by the way. Can those UFO invaders get here faster? Took them long enough. Really. Ladies, right? This is how it is. This is how it looks. And this is how it is in the real world. At any point in time, you can stop this. I've said it before. This is like we go to a high school football game. All of us guys are on, our high school team of football. All right. And we hit the field and we see that our cheerleaders aren't on our side. You've gone to the other side and you're cheering on the opposing team. That's what this looks like. So, or like, I guess maybe you didn't go to the other side, cheer on the other team, but you're in our locker room putting tacks in our cleats. So you're putting Ben Gay and a jock. Oh my God. Do you ever have like that icy hot touch come anywhere near a testy? That is the most painful thing ever. Oh, that's horrible pain. And is it willful ignorance on the part of you academics and media people? Like, you treat men like shit and you're confused why men are you really that dumb? Eric, $5. A 2 might be disgusted with you, but an 8 might take you home. Nuke understands this. Does Cappy show me the 304 facts? Rhinestone will sponsor me. I will tell you this, the better looking women tended to be happier but more crazy. 6 to 8, depending on your looks, but me, 6 to 8, that was my sweet spot. Wise guys, $2. You can rate these foids at T-Spill. That fun. Yeah, they even have a hot or not thing. Plop plop, 1,000 yen. De-shitification funds. Thank you very much, sir. Reen again for $5. Cappy, didn't you have that one girl that got mad because you were asking what she was reading? Yes. That one girl, which crazy story. Yes, she was a 10. She was a professional cheerleader too, I believe, either for I forgot. Was it the Vikings or the Timberwolves? I don't remember. Yeah, she got mad. That's a different girl. This one got mad at me because I asked what she was reading. And it's stuff like that where, I have normal interactions with women to buy things, namely because they're checkout clerks. And every once in a while, if I step outside of that bounds, not even with romantic intention, like literally, oh, what are you reading on a beautiful summer day? Like that is like Mark saying nice glasses. Something very benign. But when I do ask, like, hey, if I see a cute girl, and I know a great one is single, I used to said, hey, are you single? And look, I know you girls, some of you are saying you want men to ask you out. You gotta, like, it fries their brain. I'm not even asking them out. You're like, hey, you single? I got a buddy, and I got a picture of the girl. I'm like, here, he's a pretty good looking dude, for a gay guy. But they're like, oh, well, I mean, I don't know if it's neuroticism or what, but it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Look, man, your parents smashed, right? It's just, we've been doing it for hundreds of thousands of years. I'm asking you if you're single. I'm not asking you to go behind in the dumpster with me. Are you single? Okay. Here's my friend. Would you be interested? And at the end of the day, they're not, no matter what they say. I'm 0 for 5 helping out the great one. Salt Monkey, $2. You talked about it for 2 months back. Dude, I don't remember 2 days back. Salty, email me because of all your super chats. Email me find the video, email it to me at Asshole Consulting, and I'll but what was your question though originally? Hey Sharon, what's the Boomers Woman channel? I don't know. I will find it though. Mexi Man and Cheese, $5. It feels like feminism is a generational shit test that is impossible to pass because it has the strength of the government. Okay, I'll even simplify. I even did this. I think there's a title. You can't make shit test illegal to pass, right? All the girls with their "we welcome refugees," that's a shit test on their domestic men to rise up and stop the immigrants coming in. Well, we would, except for the fact that if we do, we are now arrested, right? You and him fight. Well, okay, now not only am I going to, run a pretty high risk of injury going to the hospital, I'm also going to face a either criminal charge or a civilian charge, right? They might sue me for damages. The women, if you're this type, you really need to put your ear up to the microphone. For those of you girls who say no and then get upset the guy didn't pursue it, fuck right off. Right? You can test a man's resolve, you can test his interest, you can test his masculinity. That's fine, but you can't make it illegal. You just can't make it illegal. Because, sorry, I'd like to stay out of a cage, and I'd like to go make some money, and I'd like to not have a criminal record and a fraction of the employment prospects I used to have. And that's fine, ladies. We're going to take down the country if you don't sacrifice yourself and launch a civil war against us. Yeah, you know what? Go cheer for the other team. You could be their war brides. We're just going to give it up. Because I got one life, and I don't want to spend it in a cage. Right? I don't want to spend it limping because the guy kicked my leg out. I don't want to spend it in a wheelchair or missing an. Yeah, you know what? There's other ways to test us. In the meantime, ladies, listen to me very closely. Go fuck yourselves. Mexi Man and Cheese, $5. Remember hearing that men didn't treat women like people, but it's the opposite. They don't think what they've done to us will affect how we see them. That is 100% solace. Oh, hang on. Here we go. That's solipsistic. I don't think that. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. It's just going to be easier this way. The vast majority of Americans today, both men and women, but particularly the women, they don't view other people as fellow human beings. You are a resource. You are a bot to serve them. That's what it is. They've been told for so long they don't need men, and they don't stop to look and see who's working on the side of the road repairing that bridge. They really are that gone. I mean, I've never been so dumb in my, we don't need women. I'm like, well, I guess if we want to have a really boring economy and a boring life, sure, I guess, but we inevitably would have to breed, right? But no, guys, the world doesn't need women. The hubris and stupidity. Mobilis, $2. Not as nice as your mama's glasses. Wait, what? Well, see, now I don't have the contact for that. Sounds really fucking funny, but I don't know the context. All right, that's enough. Thank you very much for all the super chats. Link below. What do I got linked below? What the hell do I have linked below? Got my Amazon affiliate. Oh, The Book of Numbers analyzing the ROI and the pursuit of women. Go ahead, guys, get that. You're about okay. Everyone says that was like, oh, it's pessimistic. You don't know what you do. Okay, tell me if I'm wrong. There's your numbers. Go get it. Go tell me I'm wrong. See if it doesn't corroborate. And all you cheerleaders of traditional marriage, just go, man. Guys, we can get that data. All you gotta do is point to that and say, go fuck yourself. No, Matt, I'm not marrying that. No, Dennis, I'm not going to go on my third marriage like you and marry that. You have fun. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.